Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Amanda Helman on Monday, July the 11th, and I'm recording this because I actually am excited. I have a special day today, just working on some things for Healthy Roots. So I am on talking about Creative Meaning Mondays, and one of my favorite people is Nellie Bly. And I actually learned about Nellie Bly when I was in college. I was in a history class and we had to research a famous hero, and there are 50 heroes in the book. And of course, I found somebody outside of the book who wasn't in the book, who I thought should be in the book. And she was amazing. She actually was from, her name was Elizabeth Jane Cochran, and she lived in Pennsylvania, as a matter of fact. And she grew up, had other siblings. And what I loved about her is she was a pioneer in her time. She actually decided to be a reporter, really writing, and wanted to be in a newscast person. And she was one of the first women. She wasn't the first newscaster. She really was in the background, but she was one of the first women who paved the way in media. And some amazing things she did was it took her time to actually get she had a headline. It took some time, and people realized that she had some amazing, amazing skills with writing. The second part about her, she was called Nellie Bly, then that was her pen name, but she was one who would go undercover, like one of those undercover investigators, and one of the first people to do that. So one thing she actually did was went into an institution for women who had mental health conditions. And what she uncovered was that there were unfair conditions happening there. So she actually played the part just to get an idea of what was going on before she was later taken out of there and dismissed, and wrote about it to really reveal the atrocities that were happening. So Nellie Bly was a person who was willing to go into the actual experiences to help uncover injustice. She also was one who went around the world. So you may have heard of Jules Verne, who went around the world on boat, on different methods. And she did that. She actually beat the world record of getting around the world. And it was pretty amazing. And she did that. And she had a pet monkey. And it's amazing everything that I remember about her even today. And so when we're thinking about Creative Meaning Mondays, sometimes I'll talk about different authors. I'll talk about their stories, their rich histories, and even just like the amazing uncovering that people knew. So she had, she was very fierce. She really enjoyed life. And she had to fight for a lot of things as a woman back then, because she was born early. And so early, and really for her time, she paved the way for women. So she did have a rich life, meaning that she had a lot with the news reports. She had a lot of undercovering for different reporters. She went around the world, and she was obviously someone who was determined to make changes and a pioneer of her time. So I love that because she has had books written about her. In fact, there was like some big books about her life, biographies. She's had some children's books, and I want to actually create a book about her because I thought she was amazing. But there are different books about her, and I really feel like she impacted the media field and really paved the way for women. So that is my story for today. And just thinking about some of you, maybe you're authors, writers, poets, all the same. Hopefully you're focusing and allowing yourself to continue moving forward in whatever you're doing is so important. And what I love is the word for today is perseverance. And I believe Nellie Bly she had perseverance. She displayed that. She was persistent. How about you? Where are you perseverant in your area or in your life? I would love to hear that. You can certainly post where you've been persistent or perseverant. All of us as human beings are overcoming something. And it may seem very long, and just a lot of it's our mindset, but also sometimes there's circumstances beyond what we can do. And we're moving through it to say we're going to continue no matter what, and totally get that as well. And so I'm on here today just to remind you, for creative meanings, you have creativity, there's meaning in our creativity, there's meanings in our stories, and there's meanings in how we get through it that need to be shared. And so that is my message for today. A little shorter, but perseverance, and that's a huge word. And that's important to even teach for kids, that perseverance is really a skill. And sometimes we're like, oh, well, we've overcome things. Some things, unfortunately, we're overcoming and they should never happen, right? We think of abuses or horrible things like that. And yet they still exist because that we haven't really dealt with core things with trauma, or know how to do that as taking one step at a time. But when it comes to perseverance, other things like, learning how to write, or going and figuring out how to overcome something, like maybe want to run a marathon or want to do something and shift that takes time, like even lifting. And so those are perseverance, where we think, okay, can I do this? And it takes one day at a time, one step at a time, 1 hour at a time. Those are like healthy versions. And then unfortunately, we have people who have to persevere things that it's unimaginable. And so today, perhaps even you're sharing your story about things that you never thought you'd have to go through, or perhaps you have a goal that you feel like is impossible. I hope that you keep hope, because disappointment is the opposite of hope. So hope is always knowing that something good is going to come out of everything. So I'm really hoping that for that. And like Dr. Diane Langford says, if you don't know how to keep your hope, I'll keep hope for you today. So may we hope together, may we hope and encourage each other on this journey. So it's a shorter, under 10-minute talk on Creative Monday, meaning Mondays, about Nellie Bly. You can find her. I wrote a book. One day I'll probably redo it, but that is the story. All right, take care, everybody. Have a great day.